Hello fellow ghost hunters, welcome back to my channel. John here. I just wanted to show you how to make a spirit box on a budget. This should only cost around $7 to $8 and it comes out amazing. Yeah, let's get to it. Alright guys, so first of all you're gonna have to go down to your local Family Dollar, and they usually have these behind the counter. Sometimes you see them on the shelves. They're $5. They have built-in FM station. And make sure it's a 2-boom and it has FM station, or you won't be able to make a spare box out of it. You'll also need a 10K potentiometer. Need these locking switches so that they lock in. You could do ones that don't, but these work the best. You will need one of these. It's a 555 pulse. This is a 555 pulse circuit. You can find these on Amazon, AliExpress, eBay. They're like $1 a piece, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I'll show you how to do this. Let's open this up. This has got a charger, because it's going to be fully rechargeable as well. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to pry this off with a screwdriver. I did it by hand, but it was a little hard. And then you have 3 screws in here. 1, 2, 3. So undo those, get those 3 screws out, and then it should just pull apart, just like that. So once you get it apart, you can see in here, you want to take this screw, that screw out, slide this out, which will show the board. So what I do is I hold the rubber, there's like little rubber pieces in here. I can't see it, but there's little rubber pieces right here, and you want to hold that and then pull this out. Okay, so once you have this all open, it'll show the board right here. If you look in, it'll have LED, negative, positive, all that good stuff. So you're going to want to run a positive wire to the switch, and a positive from there, from the switch, to, it'll say, it's hard to see, it'll say VCC, which is this farthest one up here on the top. You're going to want to solder it right to here. So it's going to go positive here to there, and then you're going to run another positive wire from there, and you're going to run it to the board, the positive on the board, which is, let's see, which is this wire right here. So you can solder it right in the front. I usually solder right in the front right here, so that'll be positive. So that way, when you want the sweep circuit on, you'll just hit this switch, and that'll turn the sweep circuit on. So this potentiometer will go to either one of these. I think one has a wider range of sweep than the other one does. Can't remember which one it is. But either one of these, you can solder it directly across from it. And then on this, you're going to also have to run with the ground, which is the middle one, the middle pin here, ground. You're going to have to run a ground wire. You can run it onto here if you want, which is a little risky of touching each other. So sometimes I'll just ground it right here, lay a little solder down, ground it right to here. And then the pulse, which you'll see on here, it says out. It's this last pin right here. It says out. Zoom in, see it says out right there. So you will send it that, solder it there, and then you'll run the solder to the out, which will go, we'll flip it over, and I can't remember exactly where, but I believe it's right next to the volume down. I think it's this one here. You'll solder it there, and then of course you got to drill holes for these, which I have already out for my drill, but I'll have to see what the sizes are. Yeah, so it's a lot easier than it sounds. Okay, so you're gonna need a 1/2 inch for your drill. I use one of these. It's really easy to use, and I drill it for this push switch. And this, I think, is a 5/16 drill bit. I think it is. That's what it says. 5. Yeah, I think it's 5. Yep. Use this for the potentiometer. So I'm probably gonna. This is the antenna right here. I'm probably gonna drill a hole on each side. I'll have potentiometer or the push switch on one side, vice versa. So yeah, let's get started. So on the switch, I laid some solder on each side, and I use braided wiring, pretty thin. You know, it doesn't have to be super thick or anything. I like it because it's flexible, so you know, and it's easier to use. And then I'm going to hook these up to the spare box. Okay, so I got these soldered really nicely on there. And I'm going to take this thing off, and then we're going to put this in the hole that I just made down there with the 1/2 inch. So we'll stick the wires through here. Make sure I'm pre-tinned with the wire ends too. And then this will fit perfectly with a 1/2 inch. Right in there. Snap. Perfect. Then you'll put this around the wires and then twist it on. Okay, now that's twisted on there. Now that's twisted on. Looks good. If you want, you could put some glue in there. Or I used to use liquid electrical tape on the connectors. But you really don't have to on this one. It's not really going to touch anything. It should be completely out of the way. Alright, my ghost hunting friends. So I have the switch installed. I have the positive on one side running to the board over here. Positive right there. So I lay down some solder and then I solder that in there. And it's easier than it looks. It looks really hard, but it's you can solder. It's not bad. And then over here I have another the positive on the pulse circuit, and you want to run the positive to the other part of the switch. And then you get the ground. The ground wire is the middle, and the ground runs to the ground on the battery. So lay some solder down and solder this onto that ground. And then this is the pulse out. This is what sends the pulse signal. And you want that to go, this is important, right here. You'll see it says, or it says right next to V positive, you lay it right there. You solder it on right there. So you lay solder down and then, of course, tin the ends of the braided wire, and you want to solder it on right there's a little pin. That sends a signal to it. Okay, and now I got this all wired up. This is so you can adjust the speed up and down. This is just a basic spare box. This is like beginner. The other ones I've made are super crazy, and a lot of other people out there made some really crazy ones. This is probably the easiest basic one that you can make. I know maybe it might sound like really hard, but this is actually probably one of the easiest, cheapest ones you can make. But anyways, so you want to solder, let me get this up here out of my lap. So you want to solder, let's see, I think these three here. Sometimes I get them mixed up, I always forget. Either one will work, but I know one of them has more range. I always forget which ones. But you just solder right across, line them right up. I've already laid solder down. So you'd solder this first one here to the first one. There. You'd solder it there, and then the middle, and then the last one there. And I'm going to test it, see if it has good range. But I believe it's this one that has the best range. And on the other side, you can adjust the speed up and down on it with these. These here, they have little things you can adjust it up and down. And what I do is I put it like almost all the way up, and I turn this up pretty high, and then when it starts to cut out, I turn it back a little bit, and then I'll adjust it up and down, which I'll show you in a minute. But anyways, I'm going to solder these on and drill a hole across from this one. I'm going to drill a hole, make sure, yep, drill a hole on this side right here. Just make sure I don't drill a hole down here. I've done that. That's the bottom. So yeah, drill a hole right here with the 5/16, and we're going to wire this up with the potentiometer through, and put a little, there's a nut that goes with this as well that you screw it in on the outside, and then of course a knob. So I'm going to do all that, and I'll show you in a second. Alright guys, so I glued, I wrapped electrical tape around the pulse circuit, and I put it away from everything, and I glued it in there so it'll be solid. I mean, you could put little screws in there, Velcro, whatever you want to do to hold it in place. And then I slid this, I had to kind of pull this here and then push this down in to slide in back into place. And that's going to try. The antenna I moved over to the side. You could have it come out if you want to get a little more reception. it'll get decent reception on the inside. And okay guys, also you want to take and put those screw there and screw there. Make sure those are in before you put it together. A lot of people don't like a lot of radio interference anyways. So yeah, it's all there, it's all together, and now you just put it back together, screw it in, screw it back together, and put the cover back on. Put a little knob here, and you can buy these little silver knobs. They're super cheap, and they literally just push on. You got a little thing there too if you want to line it up. You can put a little glue in there if you wanted to, and just push it on there, and you're all set. Alright guys, this is what it looks like finished. Looks pretty cool. It's a little bit bigger than your hand, but it's really neat because you can change the colors and the speed and all that. But when you first get it, or you go to a new location, you'll turn it on here.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, we're going to do radio mode.
Radio mode.
Okay. Let's turn the volume down. Okay, so when you first... Oh, back up. Okay. So when you first get it, hold this down for like a second, and now it's going to collect all your local stations. And that will take like a minute or so.
Women having the...
But yeah, this LED button will change it to different colors that you want. That's pretty neat. And I don't get that many stations where I am. But if you want to get a little stronger signal, you could take and move the antenna on the outside of it as well. Alright, so it's all collected. And now you can just push this and scan it. And then you can adjust the speed. It's pretty cool. So the next time you use it, just shut this off here and power down. And this is where you plug in and charge it. Where it's wired that way, you don't have to worry about this really sucking the battery, I don't think. Well, yeah, you should shut this off because it'll probably drain the battery. So anyways, yeah, make sure this is off. You could actually add another light to it so you know it's on. But anyways, so you've had all the channel scan, whatever. So next time you use it, just turn it on.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
And then mode.
Radio mode.
Adjust the volume where you want it. And then just hit the switch. And now you're off, ready to go. Pretty cool. And you just made yourself a $7 or $8 spare box. Pretty cool. So guys, that's how you make an $8 spare box. It seems harder. But yeah, I'm bad at explaining things, so it might seem a little harder to you, but it's really probably one of the easiest boxes I've ever made. And I just wanted to share it with everybody so they could build one too. So share this with your buddies, or don't share with buddies. I don't know if you want to keep it a secret, it's fine. But share it with your friends. Like this, share, subscribe, and maybe we'll do some more of these. Thanks for watching.